It's only in the darkness that you can see the brightest stars. Everything is in a persistent cycle. Nothing lasts forever, and therefore even the brightest stars can turn into a black hole. In this current era of content creation and consumption, I find myself relating more and more to the manga Oshi No Ko, a manga that highlights the burden of being in the spotlight, the drama, the love, the hate, and everything in between. And with everything happening on Twitch right now, I see it through and through. You have people who will do anything for content, people who lie, people who cheat, and those who will cover up any mistake imaginable. It's all for the purposes of keeping the squeaky clean image, because under the impression that they do become a fallen star, they may never shine again. And as someone who's relatively new and entering this space, it's all becoming a lot more clear to me. Many things are just a fabrication of smoke and mirrors. Many content creators are just manipulators, putting the likes of AniThemes to shame. Oshi No Ko is a commentary on the entertainment industry, in reference to the power of social media. And instead of painting everything with happy faces, they shove you with reality. The narrative is not afraid to dig deep and get into the nitty-gritty of the idol industry and everything in between. How there are strict rules and regulations to the game at play, how physically and mentally taxing everything can be, while shining a dark light on the underbelly of cancel culture and the monster of mob mentality. And in the manga, we see the injustice of these so-called Twitter warriors, who grasp their pitchforks and torches and go on their witch hunts, following a narrative that can turn a victim into a perpetrator, how love and adoration can turn into an abominable hate. The mental toll on the target is insane, and it's circumstances like this that drive them to do the unthinkable. But I guess that's just the nature of the industry and humanity. When you have to wear a mask, you have to go with the assumption that so is everyone. And the reason for becoming a star can be a lot more darker than the fans envision. And I think that's something Oshi No Ko tries to perpetuate. The story is grounded and cruel in a very mature way, and it highlights how difficult it is to be transparent in this current timeline. Everyone is part of the problem, just like we're part of the solution. And it's the extremes on both sides that speak the loudest. To exist in this type of atmosphere, you need to be built different. We have the two main protagonists, Aqua and Ruby, two individuals burdened by revenge, and after losing someone they cherished, their main motivation for entering the industry is to avenge the death of that so-called person. Aqua is the manipulator, who still understands the consequences of his actions. He keeps himself distant, but still cherishes those in his heart. Carried by the mental maturity of his past life, he doesn't want his actions to hurt those he cares about. Ruby, on the other hand, is a psychopath, and you can't blame her. In her past life, she was diagnosed with cancer and never got to live out her dreams. They both revered and looked up to the idol Ai. She was their brightest star, and therefore it was kind of a twist of fate when they were reincarnated as her children, after they both met an unfortunate demise. But it's always the brightest stars that turn into black holes, consuming everything. And the idol culture in Japan is absolutely insane. There are super fans who idolize and put people on this pedestal, and if they ever step out of line, well, it's like their mental image of this revered person is completely shattered. It takes years to build up a reputation, and only seconds to tarnish it. And that's the cruel reality of the mob mentality. When you look at someone through a screen, we sometimes forget that they're people as well. People no different from you and me. We're all humans, we're all equal. And when you prop somebody up on the stage, you're only fooling yourself. And when you curse someone, you dig two graves. As a relatively new content creator, sometimes I feel like I'm treading water in the darkest sea. I tell myself to keep on swimming, but there's always those who will try to pull me under. And to those few, well, I guess they don't matter. Because in this timeline of falsehoods, I want to stay my authentic self. It's hard to be transparent, but I want you guys to see right through me. And if there's one thing I learned from Oshi No Ko, it's to see through everything and everyone, and understand that it's okay sometimes to take off that mask. When the spotlight shines, I'll let it pass through me like I'm a ghost. I'll keep my head high and feet planted on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting my dream. And do yourself a favor and check out this manga.